And in our world business news, China's government announced today that inflation accelerated to a 34-month high of 5.5% in May, slightly above expectations. Inflation has largely been fueled by rising food prices, partly due to a severe drought in the country. Food prices for May rose by 11.7% year-on-year, while non-food prices rose only 2.9%. The Chinese government is aiming for an average inflation this year of 4%, but experts doubt that this target can be achieved, with the annual inflation so far this year being as high as 5.2%. Meanwhile, the Chinese central bank tightened monetary policy further. It raised the reserve requirement ratio for banks by 50 basis points effective on June 20.
It's a full-fledged inflation in China. So we have a wage hike. We have a very rapid monetary expansion in the past 2 years. We also have imported inflation and the food price inflation. So all come together. So that's really, it's a reason behind the rising inflation trend in China. So it's a trend. It's really not some maybe short-term effect.
India's Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee said the federal government is committed to vigorously pursue all steps necessary to stop black money. While addressing delegates in New Delhi on Monday, Mukherjee said tax havens have led to an unhealthy world economic climate. Mukherjee added that global economists and analysts are also of the view that tax havens and poor administration are the major contributing factors in the global downturn. He then stated that India is doing its best to recover banking information from various countries.
We are in process of negotiation of exchange of information agreements with tax, no tax or low tax countries. India has also initiated process of renegotiation with 65 countries to broaden the scope of previous governing exchange of banking information and information without domestic interest.
Mukherjee also called for strong measures to reverse the ongoing trend of illicit outflows from developing countries and exploitation of their natural resources through abusive transfer pricing schemes.
This abusive behavior is robbing developing countries of their scarce resources, which are required for financing of development programs. A recent report of the Global Financial Integrity outlines the illicit outflows from developing countries. We need to take strong measures to reverse this trend. India and OECD can partner in this process.
Speculation continues to grow surrounding a possible Facebook initial public offering. CNBC is reporting Facebook could file for an IPO as early as October or November, with the debut sometime in the first quarter of next year. According to the report, the IPO could value the popular social media company at more than $100 billion. Social networking companies are highly sought after investments right now. Professional website LinkedIn, for instance, had a solid debut. Next in line is Group Deal's website Groupon, which plans to raise up to $750 million. Before we go, here's a quick overview of the Asian equity indices as well as the oil and currency markets. And after that, Laura Buckwell is back with the news.